debate. I also want to wish you guys good luck, and hopefully we'll keep this civil. The Unity Party aims to put the people first, protect them foremost, and to encourage diplomacy wherever possible.
I'm Noah Wall. I'm representing the party without a name currently, the Low Party. Unlike some other candidates, our voices are strong and clear, just like our campaign, and we're ready to debate.
All right, let's begin this. And let's come out of the gate swinging here. Two of our debate candidates here, Madam Secretary Jocelyn and Senator Shane, you were immediately and explicitly attacked by General Wall over here. Do you have any sort of response to that attack?
I just will respond that he is not complying with my request to keep things civil.
And I would say that the explicit comparison he drew between voice strength and campaign strength is not only it's not only a non sequitur, but also attacking other representatives for things that they cannot control.
General Wall, do you have a response?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to speak the facts here. Didn't mean to offend anyone. My apologies.
Okay. All right. Let's start our policy debate with Representative Rhodes, please. Thank you. What is the #1 threat facing America? And what is your administration's strategy in combating this threat? In particular, has the current administration, obviously very official, it's officially official, has he been effective in combating these strategies, and what would your administration do differently in combating the greatest threat to America?
Right now, the biggest topic which is concerning America would be North Korea and our relations with them. But right now we would like to maintain how we are affecting them and how we are treating them. We believe that their current statement to threaten to cut off negotiations with us is illogical and is a negotiation tactic. We believe we should continue how we treat them, how we are right now. It is effective. We have witnessed them dismantling the facilities, and they do not have any reliable backing to their statements.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Let's go over here to the governor, Governor Will. Same question, greatest threat facing America, and what is your administration going to do to combat this threat?
I think the greatest threat facing America right now is Russia, because they are able to mess with our election to the point that someone that's elected may not have been. And so I think what we should do is continue our research with that and try and find ways to stop that in the future, because who knows what else they can do that they haven't done.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's move here to Madam Secretary, same question.
The Harmony Party's position on the greatest threat to America right now is not that any one threat truly stands out above the others, but that the greatest threat is our disunity and our discordance in the face of many threats, whether it be Syria, Russia, or Korea, or problems right here at home. America faces threats on many sides right now, and the greatest thing we can do to combat all of those threats is to come together as one nation.
Thank you very much. Let's move over here to General Wall.
Yes.
Same question, what is the greatest threat facing America?
You know, similar to what Ms. Grant said, there's so many threats. It's hard to put one over the other. But I think it's really important that we keep our citizens safe from terrorist attacks and like from ISIS, and so that just has to do with combating terrorism. because it's important to keep our own citizens safe before we start trying to like be the policeman of the world. So we're going to try to focus on keeping our citizens safe and then moving on to helping our allies.
That's interesting that you respond to that, because your candidate, Scott Ray, has been on the record as saying the greatest threat to America is the current leadership in America. Is there some sort of disconnect in the political party on not only messaging, but what the central focus of your campaign is?
No, I actually agree 100% with Scott Ray, but I thought your question was more regarded to foreign affairs, so outside threats.
Well, just the simple question. The simple question stated here is that it is foreign affairs, or excuse me, not foreign affairs, but the number one threat facing America.
Oh, okay.
And you interpret it as foreign affairs.
Yeah, I was under the impression that this was a foreign affairs debate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great political dodge there. Okay. Let's move to Ryan Shane. Same question. Senator, greatest threat facing America.
I'm very glad that Ms. Grant agrees that unity is pivotal in moving forward as a country, and I think that our goal is to protect that unity, preserve that unity, and our greatest threat is not an internal one, but our relationship with the outside world, things outside the United States. I can go into more detail, but our relationship with Russia hasn't been great. Our relationship with North Korea hasn't been great. Our relationship with Britain and France is currently not so great, since we just pulled out of the Iran deal. And I think that strict diplomacy with other nations will help us to better understand each other and move toward peace and protecting the American people.
Okay. Thank you very much. This question is going to be directed at the Madam Secretary. Madam Secretary, much of the presidency as Commander-in-Chief is about responding to unexpected challenges and crisis. Say, for instance, George W. Bush during the unexpected attack of the Trade Towers on 9/11. How will you respond to crisis? What is your belief in the use of military?
Well, as I am not the candidate for the Harmony Party, I merely represent Ray Hyra, I can say that the Harmony Party, as it is in our name, believes in harmony, and not in America becoming a single melody, but in multiple instruments, that being every part of America, whether it be our citizens, our powerful military, our quick responding government, and even the private sector and charity response. We believe that all of these must come together efficiently in order to face any threat. And so in the case of a unexpected and sudden attack such as that happened on 9/11, Ray Hyra and the administration she would put forth would focus on a fast, unified, and strong response.
Okay, thank you very much. Same question, we'll pass it over to Governor.
Wait, which
Senator, whatever. Mr. Ethan, same question. What is your belief and your party's belief in the use of military in times of crisis?
We believe that all problems can be solved with diplomacy and negotiations of some sort. The military should not be used unless it is a last-second resource, and we should try to find a peaceful way to solve any problems. And let's say 9/11, for example, if an event were to happen like that all of a sudden out of nowhere, our first priority would be to help the people and then find out an appropriate way to respond with the consent of the people.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's go over here to General Wall.
Yes.
Same question. How will you respond to crisis?
I personally won't, but I know our president, Scott Ray, well when he's elected. I have not personally talked with Scott about his view on this subject, so I can't make a comment at this time, but I'm sure he will do with composure and strength.
So how are, answer me this question of lack of coordination and preparation has come up again. How can voters trust your campaign and your candidate?
Well, we, I mean, yeah, we just gotta be more organized, so.
So you're acknowledging there's a disconnect in the party itself and there's disorganization?
I wouldn't say a disconnect, that's a harsh statement, but, I would say that, due to the busyness of our campaign and Scott's, recent traveling around the lands of our great country, I haven't had a time to sit down with him. We actually have a meeting scheduled today, so, yeah.
But the debate is now.
Yes, it's true, but the campaign is
So are you
forever.
admitting right now in front of a live televised audience that you are unprepared for your responsibility as surrogate to Scotty Ray?
No, I am not admitting such allegations.
I think he is prepared to the extent that the time with which we were given to prepare has allowed.
Yeah, after I was taking the various tests earlier this week and meetings, I did not have time to fully prepare, but I'm going to do my best.
Okay. Any candidates want to address General Wall at this point?
Bring it on.
Well, I would simply say that this is one of our greatest problems in American politics currently. Not only disunity between various factions of citizens, but even disunity within parties.
And how will you solve this, Ms. Grant?
The
It's a
Harmony
big
Party
statement.
is putting forth a platform based around not a single, what is the word, monochromatic way of approaching American politics, but instead a way of using multiple experts and multiple factions and multiple views in order to create a strong, well-researched approach to policy, and specifically with an emphasis on well-researched. The Unity Party wishes to hear the voices of the American people, as well as the voices of advisors before making major decisions, except in cases of sudden attacks.
And how
In
will
which
you
case,
get
yes.
those voices of the voters and advisors?
Well, simply put, the administration will pay attention to the media and
To the media, so
Yes.
you'll strongly value whatever the media says.
Yes, we strongly value the
even
free
if
press.
it's against you.
Yes, we value the free press.
Interesting.
And
So you're gonna make decisions for your campaign, if you get elected, which we'll see about that. You're gonna make decisions for our country based on whatever the media is saying, because the media is a fair representation of the voters.
Not necessarily. We
Well, that's what you
simply
just
will
said.
take the media into account because we value freedom of the press as it is laid out in our
So what's
Constitution.
another way you'll get the opinion of the voters?
And we value the results of polling, as well as
So you'll take polls, so
we
you'll vote on
value
every decision made.
as well as we value the voices of the people as it comes to voting. For instance, obviously Ray Hyra was put forth in primaries by the Harmony Party electorate.
Oh.
Because
What were the stats on those primaries?
I
Is
do
it
not have them on
majority?
hand at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Unopposed.
Oh. Yeah, I
I
remember her being like unopposed or something like that, but
We do not have our statistics on hand at the moment. However, we
Oh.
value what the voters say via their votes, via polling, via the media, and via campaign donations. And we plan to create a website on which
website.
and a website and a campaign email address
Whoa.
at which our voters can make their voices heard.
So you can let anyone in the U.S. email you at any time. Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily me, but a representative of the
Why
campaign.
not you?
Yes.
You don't want to be responsible for
Because I'm
your
responsible for campaign art, as I am the and press communications, though not necessarily direct communication with the voters. We have not yet appointed a staffer to the position of email respondent at the time.
Okay. So there'll be one staffer? Or is this-
A staffer or multiple staff.
okay.
Let's stop right there. This is directed at Senator Shane here, representative of the Unity Party, and Nate Blanchard. Your campaign has recently come under fire. Accusations of extortion, bribery, recording private conversations with high-up officials, including teachers and government officials. Has the Unity Party completely lost institutional control? And how do you respond to these stories of extortion coming out? Is that what the Unity Party represents? Is crime and deception?
The Unity Party does indeed not represent those things. I cannot say much as of this point, but we are conducting internal investigations into our party to figure out who indeed has been allegedly extorting electors, and we will do everything in our power to ensure the honesty and longevity of our campaign and not to be muddied by alleged accusations.
Last question?
Absolutely, go for it.
So representative from NNC here. Just a quick
Wait.
question.
Where in Congress is that? Just go.
Just a quick question. Will this internal investigation results, will these results stay internal and then be dealt with accordingly, or will you be informing local media representatives?
That decision will be left to Mr. Blanchard.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Let's move over to Governor Will over here. Governor Will of North Dakota. Some have coined you the Ronald Reagan for the 21st century. And others have said, quote, Will is a breath of fresh air for the Republican-esque type super party. Others have characterized you as dangerously lacking experience to make big-time decisions. Can you speak to some of these concerns?
I think it's a good thing that that is a breath of fresh air, even though we're more moderate, maybe leaning more left. So I'm glad that we're able to get some of the Republican votes in there. And as for the experience, I may not have the same amount of experience as others, but that does not mean I can't do great things in the office. And so I guess we'll have to see and find out. If I get elected, I'll show what I can really do.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's move over to Representative Rhodes here. Why do you fathom yourself a worthy candidate to carry on the torch of the Liberty Party?
Well, I believe that I share very similar point of views as our former president, Gary Fischel. And I believe I am capable of carrying out these views and maintaining them.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going to turn this over to General Wall.
Oh yeah, nice.
General Wall here. So General Wall,
Yeah.
if you were elected president, or excuse me, if you're the candidate you're campaigning for,
Yeah.
Scotty Ray is elected president, assuming a summit takes place in meeting with Kim Jong-un,
Mm-hmm.
what would you be willing to concede to denuclearize the North Korean peninsula, and why?
I think if the summit does go through, we are very adamant about taking a tough stance and just a strong hold against Kim Jong-un, and the threats that have come in the past are not going to be tolerated, and if such threats or negotiation tactics occur in the summit, that just won't be tolerated, and the sanctions, harsh sanctions, will continue.
So harsh sanctions will continue. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Let's turn it over to the senator. Same question. What are you willing to concede in order to denuclearize the Korean Peninsula?
I think that in our summit with North Korea, we must refrain from appeasement. We have seen in the past that that does not work. We have to use diplomacy whenever possible, and I think that China's trade deficit to the United States can be manipulated and leveraged to influence the policy that we can work for in that summit. And in that way, we can work toward denuclearization.
Okay, thank you. Madam Secretary, same question. What are you willing to concede?
The Harmony Party's position on North Korea is to continue sanctions until the current deal is reached to denuclearize, which would obviously concessions. Much like our opponents, we do not want to simply appease the North Koreans. However, our current harsh sanctions could obviously be removed. Also involved in North Korea, the U.S. does not currently have an ambassador to South Korea, an active one, as the Trump administration, or I suppose the official administration, has only appointed a charge d'affaires as an interim ambassador. One of the first things we need to do to respond to the North Korean threat, to appear strong, is to put a permanent ambassador in South Korea, as right now we simply appear wishy-washy.
Madam Secretary, in talks with Kim Jong-un, in negotiations with Kim Jong-un, would your administration be willing to pull troops out of South Korea in exchange for denuclearization?